How's up, y'all? I was popping this D Boss Maxine video about Honest. This is when Pink was black. I do remember when Pink had, super R&B like songs, and as soon as she got a little bit of fame, a little bit of recognition, she switched over real quick to punk rock or alternative, whatever she was doing. But yeah, she had some cool little songs. What was that song she had? There you go, looking pitiful. And mind you, they were super basic R&B songs at that. It's not like they was like actually good, in my personal opinion. I thought they were like it was a rip-off of R&B. Like, you could tell, like, it wasn't authentic, if that makes sense. It was just like, this is like a knockoff version. But I'll still listen to it, because it don't sound too bad. But this ain't real. I don't know if that makes sense. Anyway, let's see when she was black. Let's watch.
Was she white? Was she black? No one knew.
But what? She sure everybody knew. She clearly white.
Fast forward to present day. It's hard to imagine the pop rock singer being an R&B diva and singing TLC tunes, but it happened. And although that part of her discography and image has been buried away, it was the catalyst for her long-standing career. Pink was originally signed to a record deal as a member of the R&B girl group Choice in 1996.
Really?
Eventually, L.A. Reid dropped the girl group in favor of signing Pink as a solo artist. He saw the most potential in her out of all of the girls. She would continue down the path of rhythm and blues for the beginning of her solo career. Her debut single, There You Go, arrived in 2000. It was a successful top 10 hit that sonically took inspiration from TLC and Destiny's Child, who were the zeitgeist of R&B during that time. Questions about her race instantly came into play, and it was quite the headline for her debut era. She was commonly mistaken to be a light-skinned black woman or biracial woman.
By who?
And whether intentional or not, she didn't do anything to calm the rumors, but rather fuel them, almost playing up her alleged racial ambiguity because she knew the buzz it would bring.
I'm like, whatever. Like, I'm a mutt. We all are. We all came from the same place, God. And that's how I explain it. We're all pink on the inside, whatever you want to call it. I don't care. If you respect me, I respect you. And if you're ignorant, then I don't have anything to do with you, basically. I mean, a lot of people come to me, they're like, what's your music, like Portishead kind of thing? And then, or else they've heard the song on the radio first, and they're like, she's not white. But people need to realize you don't have to be anything to be anything. It comes from your experiences, it comes from where you've been, what you've been taught, and what you've decided to go with and learn.
Her debut album, Can't Take Me Home, was a full
You said all that just to dodge the question.
R&B producer and writer backing it, from Babyface to Tricky Stewart. The album had two more successful singles, Most Girls and You Make Me Sick, which were both top 40 hits. The album itself saw a fair amount of prosperity and broke ground for Pink, selling over 2 million copies and establishing her as an artist to keep an eye on. Although the album was a groundbreaker for Pink, she wasn't necessarily a big fan of her own material, and it's clear she had no emotional attachment to it, as she was quoted saying, "There was no blood, sweat, or tears on my first album, and no emotional exchange between me and the musicians. R&B is on the conveyor belt." So it's clear her label had a specific route they wanted her to take for her career. But that career trajectory was definitely not something she wanted for herself. Her first huge breakout moment within pop culture was being featured on the now classic remake of Lady Marmalade, alongside Christina Aguilera, Maya, and Lil Kim. It won her first Grammy and became her first #1 single. Still, she felt like the real her wasn't being seen enough. She sought after Linda Perry, a singer-songwriter who she had admired as a kid, to work on her next album. The album would feature deeply personal material that was miles ahead of her debut. She covered topics from her childhood to her troubled coming-of-age years. Her label executive, L.A. Reid, wasn't convinced with the new material and thought she would lose her fan base, but Pink convinced him, and in 2001, Misunderstood arrived, and Blackpink left. She kicked off this era with Get the Party Started, which was a perfect introduction to showcasing a new side of herself. She was brutally honest with this album, so much so that she even had the guts to call out her label executive in her international chart-topping smash, Don't Let Me Get Me, going on to say,
"Everybody told me you would be a pop star. All you had to change is everything you are. Tired of being compared to dumb Britney Spears.
I don't know what the fuck she's saying. Come on. This album.
The album had a total of 4 singles, all of which were internationally successful. She was reaping the benefits of showing her authentic self to the full extent. The album sold over 10 million copies, and today is still her best-selling album. And with the major success that came with this album, she was instantly a pop rock girl, and her time as an R&B diva was mostly forgotten, and she's never quite reverted back to it. Although something like this today would undoubtedly cause controversy, I do think it's important to mention that Pink did in fact have an authentic love for R&B, and she's been very open about her versatility and influences. And based on her comments about Can't Take Me Home and that era within her career, it seems like she didn't have much control over her image or how she marketed herself until her second album. Can't Take Me Home definitely sounds like it was engineered to be a popular album instead of one that's long-standing and substantive. As stated by MTV, although she joked around with the mixed race conversations, Pink never actually tried to prove she wasn't who she said she was. She was more concerned about pointing out that she was a girl who could do it all. Ultimately, she was the one who defined her label by pivoting her sound in an effort to be true to herself, and that authenticity has been continually triumphant. And I can agree with that. Pink definitely did one of the quickest turnarounds that pop music has ever seen, after she was allowed to fully embrace herself instead of what her label wanted her to be. She barely even performed songs from that album and stated it was very much marketing. No creative control Pink left us with a few earworms, but authentic Pink left us with some timeless songs. I'm an R&B singer, also I'm a gospel singer, I'm a pop rock singer and a pop singer and a soul singer. All of that is me, she told Variety in 2019. Those influences definitely continue to bleed through her music today.
As an R&B fan, you know, I love R&B, so I don't really like that someone came into, you know, the music industry, taking advantage of that or exploiting that, whatever you want to call it, and then when they get a little popularity, it's like, all right, let me go do this other shit. And I get, sure, the whole thing with these executives forcing this image on you, but at the end of the day, you are in control of what you do, you know, and you're in control of what contracts you sign and what you agree to. So yeah, it's just like, I guess, sure. So I always knew that, okay? I've never forgot that. Whenever I see Pink, I always think of, yeah, I remember she was trying to do R&B and trying to have this urban look and this urban, you know, little thing going on, and then she switched up quick to her little pop rock side. And for her to be like, oh, I love R&B, da da da, it's like, you never went back though. You didn't continue to be versatile. And he even said that she shouldn't even perform those R&B songs no more. So it's kind of like she's ashamed of that part of her career. This is what it looks like to me. But I don't fucking know Pink. I don't know what's going on with her, whatever. But those songs, they was kind of trash anyway. I mean, you know, at the moment they probably was popping for people, but you know, listening to them, it's just like, it's not like nobody's about to be like, oh, turn on that Pink, there you go, looking pitiful. You know, it's like, it's not a timeless R&B song. It's not something you would turn on and be like, damn, this was a really good R&B song. Like, this is popping. Like, no, it's just like, it was a really like gimmicky little R&B thing. So maybe it's good that she went on to do, you know, a different genre. But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all thought. And let me know what other videos you want me to react to. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye!